Welcome to week 4 of Flourishing Communities. This week's theme is mutuality. Access and equity in the flourishing community are not based on ability or influence, but it's based on the joyful self-giving of everyone. That means we share each other's joys and pains. Joyful mutuality is what leads to unity. Grab your one-pager so you can follow along, and let's jump in. Today's intro activity is about sharing examples where we have seen or experienced mutuality. This could be from books or from movies or even your own personal life. Here's one example to help you out. There is a super old movie called Coach Carter. It came out in 2005. Its genre is inspirational sports films, one of my favorites. There's a scene in the movie where the whole team's in the gym, they're wrapping up practice. There's a player who's trying to get back on the team. But in order to do so, Coach gives him the impossible task of doing a ridiculous number of push-ups and running drills on the court called suicides. Sure enough, he's not able to do it. And at this practice, Coach tells him that he's still short by 500 push-ups and 80 suicides. Coach tells him to leave the gym, and it's pretty clear that he's not making it back on the team. At this point, things feel hopeless for him. One player speaks up and says one of the best lines in the movie. He looks at the coach and says, "You said we're a team. One person struggles, we all struggle. One person triumphs, we all triumph. One by one, every member of the team starts doing push-ups, starts running suicides so that their friend can get back on the team." This is a picture of mutuality where everyone is so committed to one another, where there is trust, where joys are shared, where pains are shared, where one person's success is attached to the whole team. One person's failures is attached to the whole team. Today's passage comes from 1 Corinthians 12, verses 12 to 24. Paul is writing a letter to a church in the city of Corinth. This is a port city that's super wealthy, pretty culturally diverse, but also has huge disparities between wealthy people and poor people. What was valued in the city became what was valued in the church. Education, rhetorical ability, wealth. It's not shocking that the disparities that were found in the city were also found in the Corinthian church at the time. Paul uses the metaphor of the body to address these dynamics happening in the community. The parts of the body aren't meant to reinforce these status differences, but being one in Christ brings unity by centering those in the margins. By honoring those parts that seem weaker or less valuable and treating them as indispensable, the body functions as it was meant to. Paul unpacks this metaphor and builds towards the main purpose in verse 25. There should be no division in the body, but we should all care for each other. If one member suffers, we all suffer. If one person rejoices, we all rejoice with them. Sounds like Coach Carter, right? Remember what the city of Corinth is like at this time and how countercultural Paul's words are to the church. But this is how this diverse community from different ethnic backgrounds and different socioeconomic statuses will flourish. It's as they pursue unity. Today's response activity is an assessment and discussion of the dynamics of your fellowship. In order to pursue mutuality, you kind of need a reality check of what the community is actually like and disparities that might exist there. So this activity is about awareness and honest conversation about your chapter. The one-pager has a series of questions to help you reflect on a personal and communal level of your experience of the community. After your discussion, take some time to honor or encourage those in your community who are often overlooked. This could look like a handwritten note. You could post something on social media giving them a shout out for their hard work, or any other creative things that you guys come up with. This might feel like a really simple activity, but seeing and honoring lays the foundation for the community to actually be able to practice mutuality. If someone doesn't even feel like part of the community or feel seen, why would they bring their joys and pains? So acknowledging the dynamics within your fellowship and addressing them leads to mutuality, which leads to unity, which leads to the flourishing of a community. Blessings on you as you prepare for this week.